Coronavirus has emptied the country's classrooms, but from next week, schools in England will open their doors to all primary and secondary students for the first time since March.
Can we do the 2 metres?
They're testing out the new measures at this secondary school in East Sussex. Keeping the virus out means keeping staff and students apart, but the head teacher here believes the government is still some distance away from providing enough guidance.
We still have unanswered questions that we will be working on over the next 2 weeks to resolve. It's important for our students and our staff that we have the answers to those questions. We can't wait to see everybody back. That's the really exciting part. I think what remains to be tested is what happens later in the autumn when people start to become potentially normally unwell.
One of those questions is what to do if there's an outbreak of the virus, like the one that's forced this school in Dundee to close less than 2 weeks after reopening. 21 teachers and 2 pupils have tested positive for COVID-19, the First Minister confirmed today as she moved her position on face masks.
The Education Secretary is in the final stages of consulting with teachers and local authorities on a recommendation for the use of face coverings by staff and pupils in secondary schools when they are moving around in corridors and communal areas.
But at this South London primary today, the UK Education Secretary said he won't be leading England's schools in the same direction in making coverings compulsory.
There is sort of elements of discretion that are shown in the guidance, but at every stage, the controls and systems
so you'd be comfortable with teachers wearing masks in school if they felt more safe?
At every stage, we've been guided with the best scientific and health advice that's been provided by Public Health England.
But even as Public Health England say the risks to children remain low, parents we spoke to in West Yorkshire today were still divided.
I do have to let her out into the world. I do have to give her that contact with people. She has to get on with normal life, and so do we all.
I don't feel comfortable sending them back to school. Could be another, there could be a rise in the coronavirus, do you know what I mean? So I feel like they want to be used. I don't want to use my kids as a guinea pig as such, send them back to school and potentially then put them at risk as well.
With schools in Northern Ireland reopening today, by next week children across the UK will be stepping back into the classroom as the whole country takes perhaps the biggest steps towards normality since this crisis began.